Deep in the world, far from the bustling cities, lay the forest of Calvin. This forest was unlike any other, with its dense foliage and towering trees that seemed to touch the sky. The air was thick with the scent of pine and earth, and the sounds of nature echoed through the trees. It was a place of mystery and wonder, where the sunlight barely pierced through the thick canopy, casting an eternal twilight on the forest floor. The trees grew tall and thick, their trunks like ancient sentinels guarding the secrets of the forest. Each tree seemed to have a story to tell, if only one could listen closely enough. The forest was a living, breathing entity with its own rhythms and cycles. The sunlight barely touched the forest floor, creating a world of shadows and light. The dappled sunlight gave the forest an ethereal quality, as if it were a place out of time. Mist often hung in the air, adding to the sense of mystery and magic. People told stories about Calvin gathered around campfires in the heart of the forest. These stories were passed down through generations, each one adding a layer of intrigue and wonder. The villagers spoke of the forest with a mix of reverence and fear, knowing that it held both beauty and danger. They whispered of strange creatures and ancient magic that resided within the forest. The tales spoke of beings that could change shape, of spirits that protected the forest, and of curses that befell those who dared to harm it. The forest was a place where the veil between the natural and the supernatural was thin. One legend spoke of a creature who lived in the heart of the forest, an ancient being who had seen the rise and fall of civilizations. This creature was said to be as old as the forest itself, a guardian of its secrets and its magic. She was a serpent, but she could take the form of a woman. Her beauty was said to be mesmerizing, her eyes holding the wisdom of ages. She moved with grace and power, a being of both the earth and the spirit world. Some said she was a guardian, protecting the forest from those who would harm it. She was a protector, a keeper of the balance between nature and humanity. Her presence was a reminder of the power and mystery of the natural world. Others said she was a vengeful spirit, punishing those who dared to enter her domain with ill intent. She was a force of nature, a reminder that the forest was not to be taken lightly. Her wrath was swift and unforgiving, a testament to the ancient magic that still pulsed through the heart of Calvin. Raghu was a snake charmer. He lived on the edge of Calvin. He made his living charming snakes and selling their venom. Raghu was a greedy man. He always wanted more. One day he heard the legend of the Serpent woman. He imagined the riches her venom could bring. He decided to capture her. Raghu packed his bags meticulously, ensuring he had everything he might need for the journey ahead. He took his flute, a sturdy net, and a small pouch of essentials. These were his tools, his companions for the adventure. With a deep breath, he ventured into the forest, the dense foliage closing in around him. The deeper he went, the darker it became, the light from the canopy above slowly fading away. Strange sounds filled the air, the rustling of leaves and the calls of unseen creatures echoing around him. Raghu felt a shiver of fear run down his spine, but his determination and the promise of discovery pushed him onward. He walked for days, the forest becoming both his adversary and his guide, following the whispers of the wind, hoping they would lead him to the legendary Serpent woman, a figure of myth and mystery. He found her in a clearing, bathed in the soft glow of the morning sun. The air was thick with the scent of pine and the distant call of birds. She was just as the legends described, an ethereal presence that seemed almost otherworldly. Tall and beautiful, with skin like moonlight and eyes like emeralds. Her hair flowed like a river of midnight cascading down her back. She watched him silently, her expression unreadable, as if she held the secrets of the forest within her gaze. "Don't be afraid," she said, her voice like rustling leaves, soothing and gentle, yet carrying an ancient wisdom. "This forest is my home," she continued, her words blending with the sounds of the forest, creating a symphony of nature. "I mean you no harm," she reassured, her calm demeanor putting him at ease, if only for a moment. But Raghu, blinded by greed and ambition, didn't listen. His mind was set on the treasures the legends spoke of. He raised his flute to his lips and began to play, hoping to lure her closer, believing that her beauty and grace would lead him to untold riches.